His hair is wool, ayy. His feet is brown.
Man, paycheck gonna do that.
I ain't going back. I'm coming to tell my neighbor, even wearing on my head. I gotta watch my step. This world is full of snares and full of traps. Yeah, we mobbing just like that. Yeah, we coming just like that. Yeah, my Christ is coming back. Yeah, my Christ is coming back. Got these demons on my back, so we steady praying fast. No more talking, yeah, you know it's time to act. Lazy be the ones that they've been hating undesired.
Come on, wake up the mighty man.
No, wake up the infidel men.
Wake up the mighty man.
Wake up the castrated men.
Wake up the mighty man.
So we come out here to wake up the mighty men of God. But the mighty men of God are too busy getting high right now. The mighty men of God are too busy getting drunk right now. The mighty men of God is too busy cussing us out right now. The mighty men of God is too busy thinking that we're just niggas right now. But we come out here to wake you up.
Yeah, we coming just like that. Yeah, my Christ is coming back. Yeah, my Christ is coming back. Got these demons on my back, so we study praying fast.
Read, my people doeth not consider. So who is God's people? Read it again. My people, but Israel. But who? But Israel. But who? But Israel doeth not know. My people doeth not consider. So who is God's people? Who is God's people? Israel, right? Right. So God said the Israelites are not gonna know where he come from or who he are. So give me Deuteronomy. Right. You see yourself on this sign, bro? You see yourself on this sign? Where you at? This is right here on the right side.
Right here on the right.
On your left side, this is what God called you, and on your right.
Right here, I'm living the way of the world, so I'm messed up.
So
I'm living the way of the world.
Would your father be a so-called African American?
No.
West Indian?
Indian, yeah.
Okay, so you would be from the tribe of Benjamin.
Okay, yeah, West Indian blacks.
Right. So you would be from the tribe of Benjamin. God said that the Israelites would not know that they are from the tribe of Benjamin. Now I'm finna show you how we know that you are Benjamin. How we know that we are God's chosen people. Give me Deuteronomy 28 and verse 15.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So this is what God told Benjamin. He said, but it should come to pass, if Benjamin, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, if they don't hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, read,
to observe, to do all his commandments.
To do all his commandments.
And his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So is a curse a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a bad thing.
So God said all these bad things, all these evil things was going to come upon the children of Israel. Right.
Yeah.
Is it on that? Give me verse 46.
Verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder.
So God said these curses are going to be upon the children of Israel for a sign. Just like how would we know we're at Z Market? Because the sign, if you wanted some food, if you wanted some McDonald's, how would you know to go to McDonald's? Because the sign is right there. So God said these curses are going to be upon us for a sign
and for a wonder.
And for a wonder. So you wonder who are the Israelites in these last days, because it's a nation who's saying that they are Israel. So we're going to show you some of these curses. Read verse 16. This is the very first curse. Read.
Verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
So God said, for your disobedience, for you not want to listen and do all the commandments, cursed should thou be in the city. So who populates the poorest parts of the city?
The government.
The who?
The government.
So what nation of people at the poorest parts of the city? Who's in the ghettos, in the slums?
The people who has less.
Right. Who are that nation of people? The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. God said for your disobedience, what? Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
You're going to be cursed in the city. You're going to be at the lowest parts of the city. You wonder why we don't have no twin towers, no skyrocket buildings, because God said for your disobedience, you're going to be cursed in the city. Read.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
When were the children of Israel, when was the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans cursed in the field? If you take a look at this sign, it was in slavery. Right here. You see Big Mama, Big Papa picking cotton. We was cursed in the field during slavery time. I got you. He gonna hold it for you. God said, for your disobedience, read.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
So we at the bottom right here. Cursed should thou be in the field. God said for your disobedience, you're gonna be cursed in the field. What fields were we? Right. They took pictures of us cursed in the field, but that's in the Bible. That's in the Bible. What fields were we cursed in? The cotton fields, the rice plantation. On this, right. But why were we cursed in the field? God said for our disobedience, because we didn't listen to Him, therefore we were going to be cursed.
That's right.
Right. Give me verse 32.
Being rebellious.
Right. That's being rebellious. To who? To God. Towards His word. Read. This is another curse. Read what you got.
Verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
When was our sons and daughters given unto another people?
What was it, in the 18th century, 1700s?
During slavery, right? During slavery, our sons and daughters was given unto another people. So we're trying to paint the picture in your head and line it up with the Bible.
That's right.
Read that again.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
So who was our sons and daughters given to?
To the white people.
To the white people. And read what you got.
And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
So our eyes was gonna look and fail with longing, meaning we was gonna cry because we couldn't get our children back. When Master Johnson came and sold our people to Master Wilson, that happened to our people. Read what you got. Is that it on that?
And there shall be no might in thine hand.
Our people, we didn't have no might, no power to get our children back. Right.
7. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things.
God said, because we service not the Lord thy God for joyfulness and abundance of all things, because we didn't want to keep the commandments, because we didn't want to keep our holy days, our high holy days. Read.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
God said, because you didn't want to serve me, therefore you should serve who?
Your enemy.
Thine enemies.
Not your friend.
Thine enemy.
Your brother.
Thine enemies.
God said you're going to serve your enemies. So we're going to show you who our enemies are in the Bible. Read.
Which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst.
In hunger and in thirst. If you was hungry, what would you have to go to get some food? Kroger's, Walmart, Piggly Wiggly,
Soup line.
Right.
All that there.
Family Dollar.
All that.
God said they were who? Our enemies. Read.
Hey.
And in nakedness and in want of all things.
If God said in the want of all things, your clothing, if you want something to drink, your clothing, death certificate, a birth certificate, anything you want, like a hat, glasses. What do you have to go to get those things? Because our people, we don't own those things.
Right. You gotta go to the enemy.
Right.
Go for the enemy.
Now God finna show you who the enemy is. Read.
And he
This enemy is a he. Read.
shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
So who put yokes of irons on our neck?
The enemy.
Right. So what nation put yokes of iron upon our neck?
So-called America.
Right. The Americans, the so-called white man.
Right.
So God is showing you that you are not African American. You are not West Indian.
Right.
You're not Jamaican. You're not Haitian. You're not Puerto Rican. You're not Mexican.
You're what? Then what's the title for us then?
The Israelites. We the Israelites. Give me
All right. Okay.
what's that? Deuteronomy 32.
So they took away our human, where we come from.
Right, give me verse 37.
They took it away from us. Where
Right.
we really come from, they saying you are this right here.
Right.
Under what they look at you as pawn of.
Right, they try to paint a picture that they are the child of God.
This is what you are, and we are superior. Yeah, this is what
Right, we
you
finna
are.
read it in the Bible. Read that.
Go ahead.
Verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment.
So God said for your disobedience, you was gonna be becoming an astonishment. Astonishment is a great wonder. Read.
A proverb.
A proverb. If you want to hide anything from a nigga, do what? Put it in the book. Because they know that Negroes don't like to read.
Yeah.
A proverb is a wise saying.
Like a Proverbs in the Bible. Proverbs.
Read.
And a byword.
A byword. You know what a byword is?
Not really. Go ahead. Tell me.
A byword is something outside of your God's given name. Like I was showing you on this sign,
Okay.
God said we were the nation of Israel.
Okay.
Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Ephraim, Manasseh, and so
byword.
forth. So God said we was going to become a byword. So our byword would be African American, Afro-American, Negro, Hispanic. Because God, you will never find those words in the Bible.
But it should be, in my opinion, it should just be Black American. Because we black. You in America, you ought to be called Black American.
What's that?
You know, we came from descended from Africa, but you know, we really no longer come from Africa.
Give me
You know,
Galatians.
Black African, you know.
We're gonna show you what we come from. We're gonna show you where we come from according to the Bible. Because
I'm
Say
learning
what now?
something today, brother.
because
I'm learning something.
they say we come from Africa, but that's not what God say. We're gonna show you what God say. Give me that 3:16.
Man, I'm learning something. God Almighty, I'm learning something.
4:26.
4:26.
Galatians chapter 4 and verse 26. But Jerusalem, which is above is free, which is the mother of us all.
So where do we come from? Jerusalem. God said we come from Jerusalem. Jerusalem is our motherland. Jerusalem is our homeland. That's where we come from. That's where the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans come from. So go back to Deuteronomy.
Wow, okay. Wow.
So now outside, God said for your disobedience, you would no longer be called Israel, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, but you will be called a byword. Now your name is African American. When Jesse Jackson made up African American in 1945, 1985.
Yeah, 84, 85.
85.
President.
So
Yeah.
as me looking at you, I can see that you're a little older, born before 85. So how can you be older than your nationality?
Bring it up.
How can you be older than something supposed to be an inheritance?
Right.
So that's something outside of your Bible, outside of your God's given name. Read what you got.
37 again. Yeah. Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb and a byword
In a byword,
among all nations.
among who?
Among all nations.
Among all nations. Now every other nation calling you African American. Even our own people. We real niggas. But God don't call you that. Give me verse 68. Read what you got.
Verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So do you remember the story of Moses and Aaron going into Egypt?
Not a little bit. Yeah.
When he told Pharaoh, let my people go?
Yeah.
Right. So God said, he said what?
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So God said for your disobedience, he was going to bring you into Egypt again. Remember, they came out of Egypt. They walked. When Moses split the sea, they walked out of Egypt. But God said for your disobedience, we was going to go into Egypt again.
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
How do we get over here?
With ships.
Right, so God is showing you that you are who? The Israelites.
That's right.
Read that again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee.
So God said, by the way thereof I spake unto thee, meaning how I'm saying it's going to happen, how I said you was going to go into Egypt again with ships. Read.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
Thou shalt see what no more again? Your homeland no more again. Jerusalem. When the last time we been to Jerusalem? We didn't, like you just said, you didn't even know that we was from Jerusalem. You thought we was from Egypt, Africa.
All that there.
That's how you know the Bible is talking about us. Read.
And there you shall.
And what?
And there.
And there, once you got off those ships, when we got off those ships, where did we land to? Here.
Yeah.
So in there, once you got off those ships, read.
Ye shall be sold.
You shall be what?
Sold unto your enemies.
We was gonna be sold unto our enemies. Who was our enemies?
The owner, the slavery.
Who was the slaver? The slave.
The white.
Right. So now we paint that picture that each other, we are not our enemies. But God said the so-called white man, your enemies. Not only the white man, finish that off.
For bondman and bondwoman.
For bondman and bondwoman, because our sisters was packed like sardines on those slave ships as well.
That's right.
Read.
And no man shall buy you.
No man was gonna buy you. Back then you could redeem somebody out of slavery. But God said no man is gonna redeem you out of slavery. Malcolm X tried it, Marcus Garvey tried it, Martin Luther King tried it, but they all failed because why? God said no man shall buy you.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.